Hello everybody, welcome back to the WordSmith YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Carl, I'm the WordSmith. I'm a vocal student and a musician who's just sharing their journey with some awesome people like yourself on YouTube. Today we'll be looking at a rather recent performance. It is the Fishers Duet performed by Placido Domingo and Dimash Kudaibergen. If you are a fellow dear, please know that I have done 15 Dimash Kudaibergen reactions so far, excluding this one. So if you like this type of content, I would encourage you to hit that red subscribe button below and the notification bell next to it so you're alerted whenever I come out with brand new content. There is a lot more Dimash content on the way. Also, I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to those who have been contributing to my Patreon. Your support has played a significant role in enhancing the quality of content on this channel, making it an even better experience for all of you. So thank you for being a part of this journey, and you are loved, appreciated, and deeply valued. Hope you can join on as a new patron. Link for that will be in the description below. Cool. So Placido Domingo and Dimash Kudaibergen performing the Fishers Duet. If you guys want to hear the original song on Dimash's channel, please refer to the link in the description below and do support him by subscribing to his channel as well. We gotta give credit where credit is due. And remember that I will be pausing the song at certain intervals to give my analysis throughout the performance. Please do keep that one in mind. Alright, well that's enough out of me. Let's dive straight into it. Okay, so here we go. Really looking forward to this. This is a brand new release from Dimash. It only came out a few days ago. So, let's see. Oh. So, I think you may have recognized that I do know this song, and I do, because I haven't heard this rendition before. It's my first time hearing them sing this, Domingo and Dimash. But this is a song I've heard before on multiple occasions, because I do listen to opera very, very often. My favorite opera singer of all time was Luciano Pavarotti, and I'll tell you something a little bit interesting about that in a minute. But first, let's take a look through what I've observed so far. So like you would have seen, I've actually heard this song being performed by Andrea Bocelli and Placido Domingo. I am quite familiar with it. It's a famous opera song. This is actually performed in the original key. So that's really interesting. And based on what I've heard so far, I think it's like the first 30 seconds, Dimash is singing as a lyric tenor and Domingo is singing as a baritone. I'll talk about the 4 different types of tenors in a bit. There's actually more, but I'll just cover the 4. And by the way, Placido Domingo was one of the originals in a group known as the Three Tenors, alongside Jose Carreras and Luciano Pavarotti. And in my opinion, I would regard them as one of the greatest operatic singers of all time, especially Pavarotti. Yeah, so loving this. Let's keep this going. Oh, the resonance. This, that deep resonance he has, oh my gosh. I often forget that Dimash can sing baritone, tenor, countertenor, and pretty much whatever he wants to sing. That rich depth and resonance in his lyric tenor is outstanding. Okay, so speaking of tenors, let's talk about the types of tenors in opera singing. There's quite a few, but I'm just going to talk about 4. So we're going to dive into the fascinating world of tenor voices. And you know, even though all tenors share that same vocal range between the second and fourth octave, it's pretty cool how their voices can bring different flavors to the table. So some tenors effortlessly float through higher notes, while others pack a punch with more excessive lower tones. It's like a spectrum of musical magic. Now, because of these awesome variations with different types of tenors, we've got a bunch of subcategories for the tenor voice. And guess what? We're about to break all of them down, so hope you don't mind me getting nerdy here. So let's kick things off with the lyric tenor. These singers are like the sunshine of the tenor world. They've got this warm, bright vibe and can effortlessly hit those super high notes. So picture them as the charming characters in opera, stealing the show with the smooth vocals. Now, the cool thing is, lyric tenors come in all shades. Some have a deeper, fuller tone, while others bring a brighter, lighter energy to the stage. And next up on our tenor tour, we've got the spinto tenor. These guys are like the superheroes of the vocal world. Just like lyric tenors, they've got a similar range, but here's the cool twist. Spinto tenors bring some extra lift, especially when it comes to those high notes. Now, don't be fooled. Tackling spinto rolls is no walk in the park. It's like the tougher than it looks type of challenge of the opera realm. And then, what are we? Third? Yeah. Thirdly, let's shine the spotlight on the dramatic tenor. This is one of my favorites. This is the powerhouse of the tenor crew. These guys are all about big, emotive vibes and packing a serious punch. Unlike some of their tenor pals, dramatic tenors don't have to blush over hitting a string of high notes. But here's the catch. They've got to project a rich sound that can stand tall against mighty orchestral forces. It's like being the rock star of the opera world, in other words. Now, the scoop with dramatic tenors is that they're a bit of a rare breed, bringing that unique and commanding presence to the stage. And then lastly, even though there are a few more, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to cut it down to 4. But lastly, and not least, we've got the Helden tenor. And yes, the name says it all. These tenors are the true heroes of the vocal realm, and it literally translates to heroic tenor. This vocal type was practically tailor-made for Wagner's epic collection of roles that demand some serious weight and a dash of darkness. Now, when it comes to them, here's the challenge. Helden tenor roles are no small feat. They're massive, demanding the singer to unleash and sustain a powerful sound over insanely long periods. It's like trying to conquer the unsingable, and yet these tenors step up to the plate, bringing an unmatched intensity to the stage. At the moment, Dimash is singing a lyric tenor, and Domingo is singing a baritone. So, really loving this so far. This is great. Hope you guys don't mind me nerding out there. It just brought that out of me. Okay, so let's keep this going. You know, really, who would have thought these two would make such an incredible pair? I mean, I haven't even heard them sing together yet, but trust me, it's about to happen. I know the song. I've caught snippets of the song before, sung by other performers, and now they're gearing up to perform it together. I'm beyond excited. I can't even contain it. So let's gotta get ready for something special. I'm actually getting emotional. This is so, their voice, I got, like, words are not among me. Their voices converging in harmony is simply sublime. It's an exquisite blend that resonates with perfection when they come together in tandem. It's a moment that transcends the ordinary. It's leaving this indelible impression of sheer musical brilliance. I mean, this is awesome. This is just phenomenal. I love this. Okay, so there is a musical interlude. It's the heroic part of the song. So let's go through this. Brass wind instruments doing their thing. You always got to appreciate those moments. And remember, this is coming from a play. I think the play was in the 1860s, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a whole story behind it, and I'll explain that a little bit later. But need to appreciate these parts and understand the context of when the music comes in, what the singers are singing about, understanding the lyrics. Yes, the song is in French. Dimash is looking good too, by the way. So is Domingo. Very well dressed, although Dimash is going open collar there. No bow tie. Usually when you're singing opera, you want to be wearing a tux. You want to be dressing good. But Dimash, being the free, awesome spirit that he is, he's chosen to go however he wants to go. But he's still maintaining the good suit look, but with the open collar. So good on him. You know, I am so much in awe of what these men are doing with this. It's just so gorgeous, so pure, and it's such a pleasure to be alive and witness this, even if it is virtually. And by the way, this opera song, I was saying I was going to talk about it earlier. This was first performed in 1863, and it tells the story of two friends, Nadir and Zarga, who fall in love with the same woman, Layla. And Au fond du Temple Saint, also known as the Temple Duet, is a pivotal moment in the opera where Nadir and Zarga reminisce about their shared love for one another and the bond they once had before Layla came about. It's a fairly intense song, and there's almost a conversational tone between the two performers, which is exactly how it ought to be. So really good stuff there from Dimash and Domingo. Anyway, let's keep it going. I just noticed there were judges there. Are they judges? Well, there must be judges. There's a table in front of them. Is Dimash in a competition or something? Am I missing something? Can someone let me know in the comment section below? If this is part of a contest or something, I'd like the link to all of it so I can watch it. Because Dimash sounds so at home in the operatic world. I mean, he uses a lot of operatic techniques, but also he throws in some of his Eastern traditional folk song techniques, which creates this unique blend. You're not hearing it here. This is pure classical technique that he's using here. And he just seems so at home. I think I read somewhere that he got offered a position at a school of opera and classical training, and he chose to turn that down and expand into different genres. Good call, I think. I don't think genre can contain Dimash. Dimash, as one of my beloved commenters mentioned, is a genre on its own. And yeah, that's really awesome. Anyway, let's keep it going. I loved it so much. Yes, I would like to thank all of my subscribers and commenters for leaving this link in the description below. I mean, in the last one I did, Samaltao, you guys said, hey, did you know that he did this? Did you know that he sang this with Domingo? And I was like, no, I didn't. I'll definitely check it out. And when I saw that it was fairly recent, I had to make the video immediately. So here I am. That was worth it. That was my favorite duets of all time. And I know I still have a duet with Lee Yu Gang, if I'm not mistaken. That's Diva Dance and Drunken Concubine. That's still coming up. So yeah, this was so great. I love this. Domingo has held a very special place in my heart over the years because I was a huge fan of the three tenors. Luciano was by far my favorite. And if you know anything about opera music, you would know Nessun Dorma. And I think even if you aren't a fan of opera music, you would know that song because it's just iconic, the most famous opera song there is. And I would say that this song isn't that far behind it. It is a very, very famous opera song. Well, at least to me, because I've been listening to opera for years and years. So, yeah, anyway, this was great. Thank you so much for recommending this. Deeply appreciate it. Now to some final thoughts. Okay, so that was great. Thank you for recommending that. Dimash, for me, it's difficult to sort of classify him. I mentioned all of the types of tenors there are, and there are still a few more that I could have mentioned, but for the sake of time, I chose not to. He could very easily do any of them. Spinto, lyric, dramatic, whatever. His voice is not bound by genre, nor can it be bound by categories. I struggle to fit him in a specific voice range because, again, I've heard him go as low as A2 and as high as D8, which is off the keyboard. So when you have someone with that type of ability, it's very, very difficult to pin down where they are. And what I've learned after 15 Dimash reactions is don't bother trying to pin him down. Just let him be. Dimash is a genre on his own. And he can do whatever he wants to do. I've heard that he can rap as well, which, yeah, honestly, with him, I give up. I really do. He is just a specimen. I mean, how much more talented can a human being be? It's like God was like, vocal gift to this person, vocal gift to that person. Then Dimash came in line and God was like, oh, no, you take everything in the back that's there. Go ahead. And Dimash did. So, sounds about right. Anywho, everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, please let me know in the comment section below. Let me know where you're from. And if you like this type of content, please do hit that red subscribe button below and the notification bell next to it. That way you'll be alerted whenever I come up with brand new content. And if you'd like to further support this channel, please consider joining my Patreon. The link for that will be in the description below. You can do so for as little as $2 per month. Well, until next time, please do be kind, be gentle, be respectful to one another, and help each other out when you find the time. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And until then, take care, everyone. Have a good one. Cheers.